Hi everyone. In this video, we will learn about energy of electron in Bohr atom model. Okay. Now, see, in an atom, you have the nucleus where you have proton and neutron. And the electrons, they are revolving around the nucleus in various orbits. Okay. Now, this we have discussed in Bohr atom model. Now, we are going to calculate the energy of this electron. Okay. Acha. Now, what kind of energy it has? See, it has two kind of energy. Okay. Why two kind of energy? One energy is due to the orbital motion. See, it is moving with speed v, and suppose it has mass m. So it will have kinetic energy. Kinetic energy given by half mv square. Half mv square. Okay. And it is this electron, it is in the field of this proton. Okay. So that means it will also have potential energy, because if a charged particle is in the field of some other charged particle, it will have potential energy. Potential. This is electrostatic potential energy. Okay. Electrostatic potential energy. Electrostatic potential energy. Now, what is the formula for electrostatic potential energy? It is U is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R. That is two charges Q1 Q2 separated by distance R. Okay. So this is the expression for electrostatic potential energy, and this is the expression for kinetic energy. So these are the two energies which this revolving electron will have. Okay. So if we are asked to find the total energy, okay, so total energy, it will be the sum of kinetic energy. This is total energy of the electron. So that is equal to kinetic energy of the electron plus potential energy of the electron. Okay. So let us find the expression for this total energy. Now see, first let us see what is kinetic energy. Now kinetic energy, it is half mv square. Okay. So if we are talking about kinetic energy of the electron in nth orbit, okay, in nth orbit, so this will be half m vn square. Okay. Now we have already calculated the value of this vn. Okay. So we have to just substitute that value. So vn is ze square divided by 2nh epsilon naught. Okay. So this is the velocity of the electron in nth orbit. So this is vn square. So this will be square. Okay. So this is kinetic energy. Okay. So if you simplify this, so kinetic energy of electron in nth orbit, it will be z square e power 4 m divided by 8 n square h square epsilon naught square. Okay. So this is the expression for the kinetic energy. Okay. Now let us calculate the expression for potential energy. Now potential energy in nth orbit, so it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught nucleus charge is Z into E, because nucleus has Z protons, charge of electron is minus E. Okay. So this is Q1, this is Q2. Okay. Divide by Rn. Divide by Rn. Okay. Now what is the value of Rn? Rn we have already calculated in the previous videos. Radius of electron in nth orbit. So it is n square h square epsilon naught divided by z pi m e square. Okay. So you have to just plug in this value over here, so that you will get the value of potential energy in nth orbit as minus z square m e power 4 divided by 4 n square h square epsilon naught square. Okay. So this is the expression for potential energy. Okay. Achha. So what will be the expression for total energy? So total energy of electron in nth orbit, it is equal to kinetic energy of electron in nth orbit plus potential energy of electron in nth orbit. Now these two values we have already calculated. So substituting them and adding them, you will get total energy equal to minus z square m e power 4 divided by 8 n square h square epsilon naught square. Okay, now remember I have calculated this for hydrogen like atoms. Okay, now for hydrogen you have to take z equal to 1. Okay, for hydrogen atom you have to take z equal to 1. Okay, acha. Now from this expression, what is your conclusion? You can say that, see, except z and n, for different atoms z value will change, for different energy levels n value will change, but other terms are constant. So we can say that energy in nth level, it is proportional to z square, directly proportional to z square, and inversely proportional to n square. Okay, so the other thing that we observed is energy of electron, total energy of electron in nth energy level, it is equal to negative of kinetic energy in nth level, and it is equal to half of potential energy in nth level. Okay, so total energy is equal to negative of kinetic energy and half of potential energy. Okay, now the similar relation we have seen in energy of satellites in the chapter gravitation. Okay, now another thing to be observed is, see, this energy of electron in nth orbit, the total energy of electron in nth orbit, it has a negative sign. That means it is a negative quantity. Now, energy of electron is negative. That implies that the electron is bound to the nucleus. Okay, that means extra energy will be required to remove the electron from the nucleus. Okay, extra energy will be required. Okay, so that explains the stability of electron inside an atom. Okay, this negative sign explains the stability of electron inside the atom. Okay, that extra energy, external energy from external source will be required to remove the electron. This electron is bound to the nucleus. Okay, so this is the significance of the negative sign of total energy. Acha. Now if you substitute, see here, except, as I told you, except this z and n, the other terms are constant. Okay, other terms are constant. So if you substitute the values, you will get this energy En, it is equal to minus 13.6. Okay, so replacing this, all these constants, okay, with their numerical values. So minus 13.6 z square divided by n square electron volt. Okay, now this expression for hydrogen z is equal to 1, so this will become En, it is equal to minus 13.6 divided by n square electron volt. So using these expressions, you can directly calculate the energy for various energy levels. So next, let us see the topic of frequency of emitted radiation. Okay, now suppose these are the various energy levels. Okay, now suppose this is n1, this is n2, this is n3, and so on. Okay, acha. Now suppose an electron from energy level n2 makes a transition to energy level n1. Okay, then a photon will be released. Okay, and if f is the frequency of this photon, okay, this is the photon released. Okay, now if f is the frequency of the photon, then the energy of the photon will be hf. Okay, energy of the photon will be hf, and this energy will be equal to the energy levels of these two energy levels. Okay, so that is hf is equal to En2, energy of electron in energy level n2, that is the initial level from which it is coming, minus En1, that is the final energy level in n1. Okay, the energy level to which the electron is going. Okay, so calculate the energy of the electron at this energy level, and then calculate the energy of electron at this energy level. The difference in energy will give you the energy of the photon. Okay, this is the energy of the photon. Okay, now these two represents the energy of electron at level n2, at energy level n2, and at energy level n1. Okay, now we have already calculated the energy of electron in nth orbit. Okay, and we have seen that it is equal to minus z square me4 divided by 8 n square h square epsilon naught square. So here for this energy level, this n1 n will be replaced by n2, and for this it will be replaced by n1. Okay, acha. So that substitution if you make, see from this equation can be written as F is equal to 1 by h en2 minus en1. Okay, now if you make this substitution here, okay, you will get the frequency as z square me4 divided by 8 epsilon naught square h cube 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. Okay, so see I have absorbed this minus sign and make it as, see this should be n1 by n2 square minus 1 by n1 square, because this is en2 minus en1. So if you reverse this, this minus sign will be absorbed, so this will become, frequency will become positive quantity. Okay, so this is the expression for frequency. This is the expression for frequency. Now if you substitute z equal to 1, so this quantity, this z will be eliminated. So I have removed the z now. Okay, now this frequency, see frequency, it is equal to frequency of the photon, it is equal to c by lambda, where c is the velocity of light in vacuum, and that is also the velocity of the photon. Okay, so if you make this substitution over here, so frequency, this term can be replaced by c by lambda. So if you take this c over here, this is c is constant. Okay, so now this is 1 by lambda is equal to 8 times, and this is c is placed over here. Okay, now all these terms associated with an electron, they are constant. Okay, me4 divided by 8 epsilon naught square h cube c. Okay, now all these terms are constant, and this constant can be replaced by a term called r, and this is called Rydberg constant. Okay, Rydberg Rydberg constant. Okay, and the value of this Rydberg constant, it is equal to 1.1 into 10 power 7 per meter. Okay, this is Rydberg constant R. Okay, so this term can be replaced by R. 1 by lambda, it is equal to R times 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. Okay, so from this expression you can calculate the wavelength of the emitted photon. Okay, so now we have learned about how to calculate the frequency and the wavelength of the emitted photon. And why this photon is emitted? Because electron, it has made a transition from higher energy level to low energy level. So when the electron makes a transition from high energy level to low energy level, photons are emitted. Okay, now for hydrogen atom, we have seen En is equal to minus 13.6 divided by n square electron volt. Okay, so that means for K shell, that is n equal to 1, energy, it is equal to minus 13.6 electron volt. Okay, this is K shell. Okay, next for L shell, okay, that is n equal to 2. So substituting this n equal to 2, you get E2 is equal to this is minus 13.6 divided by 2 square. So 2 square is 4, so that is equal to minus 3.4 electron volt. Okay, similarly for M shell, that is n equal to 3. So minus 13.6 divided by 3 square. So that is E3 is equal to minus 1.5 electron volt. Okay. So that means, see, if an electron makes a transition, okay, makes a transition from E3 to E2. Electron makes a transition from E3 to E2. So the photon that will be released, that will have energy equal to the energy difference of these two levels. Okay, so that is equal to 1.9 electron volt. So this will be the energy of the photon. Okay. Similarly, if an electron makes a transition from this energy level E2 to E1 in hydrogen atom, then here energy is for E2 is minus 3.4 electron volt. For ground state E1 it is minus 13.6 electron volt. So difference is 10.2 electron volt. So energy of the photon that is released here, it will be 10.2 electron volt. Okay. So this is how you can calculate the energy of the photon. Okay. Another small thing to be discussed is like this Rydberg constant into Planck's constant into speed of light in vacuum or velocity of photon. It is equal to 13.6 electron volt. Okay, it is equal to 13.6 electron volt. So if in question you are getting this term RHC, so RHC can be replaced by 13.6 electron volt. Okay, and the energy, and because of this region, the energy of minus 13.6 electron volt is called 1 Rydberg. It's called 1 Rydberg. Okay, energy of minus 13.6 electron volt is called 1 Rydberg, and Rydberg constant into Planck's constant into C is 3 into 10.8. This is equal to 13.6 electron volt. Okay, so these are a few things related to energy of electron, frequency of emitted radiation. Okay, so this will be beneficial for both your board examination as well as entrance examination. Okay, so with this I end this video. My best wishes to you.